It's so wonderful you can join us from so far away. Now, we've been talking to a few dancers recently who've got very big connections with their father. In fact, that their father launched them into the world of ballet, as it were. Is that the same story for yourself, Jamelia? And how did it all start
Yes,
for
well,
you?
my father was the unsung hero of youth sport and recreation in this state, and he was also on the board of the Royal Institute for the Blind, which is the building behind me. So I've known that building since I was born. So he used to raise a lot of money for the Royal Institute for the Blind. But because I was born with an unusual medical condition, the doctor said that it would be best if she did exercise and rest, and that will help the situation. So Dad was into boxing, gym, tennis, cricket, AFL football. He was a brilliant coach. And my mother always said he should have been a professional golfer.
And the building behind you say was for the Royal Institute of Blind. It's an absolutely fantastic building. I've seen some pictures of it inside. It's an amazing space. So do you have plenty of rehearsal rooms?
So what used to happen in the old days when it was the Royal Institute for the Blind, it was where they made the cane furniture. So all the beautiful floors are thick wooden floorboards, brilliant for dance. So, and huge, massive rooms, so just ideal for dance. And Dad would sometimes, he wasn't allowed to, but he'd sneak me in as a child. So, and there's a funny little lift. I don't know whether it's still there, but it had chicken wire around it. It was this strange little lift. I think they've kept it for historical reasons.
It was very interesting recently, actually, Jamelia. I was interviewing Sue, and the Mark Bruce Company is currently doing Dracula at the moment. Sue said, the kind of style is a mix of ballet and contemporary. Can you tell me a little bit about the choreographic style of the production of Dracula that's coming up?
Well, the choreographer is Krzysztof Pastor, who's artistic director of the Polish National Ballet Company, and he's a gentleman of choreography, and he designed the choreography around Killer's music from Bram Stoker's Dracula in the film 1992, and it's just wonderful lines and partnering. And the waltz scene in the beginning is just divine with the corps de ballet, beautiful lines and lifts. And then that carries through into the castle later on in the Dracula performance. And it gets quite sinister with the waltz. So, yes, and the partnering of the girls and the boys, and also the partnering male to male.
Oh,
is
okay.
stunning, and the lines are beautiful, just beautiful.
Sticking with the kind of terrifying sets and things like that, could you just describe perhaps a few of the costumes, who may have been in charge of designing the costume, and perhaps I think you
Yes.
might even have a little image for us to show as well.
Yes. The sets were done by Phil R. Daniels, and the costumes were done by Charles Cusick-Smith, and they researched thoroughly. They're UK designers and costume designers, and they come out occasionally to do ballets for us. And they decided that black lace was the thing in the 1800s. So a lot of the set and the costumes have got black lace all over them.
Fantastic.
And I'll try and find you a photograph.
Thank you.
Here we go. Here's the crypt vampires.
Oh, super. If you just hold it there. That's fantastic. He's got his great big sword there, and it's sort of a cloak with a hood in black there. And I think you can see the black lace at the top of his bodice. Is that right? Of course, when you're teaching the repertoire part of the ballet class to your silver swans, of course, as we know, we can't, say triple pirouettes or anything that is too difficult. So how do you simplify the steps from the repertoire when you teach yourself?
like for Sleeping Beauty and the Garland Waltz,
Yeah.
I will refresh my memory and I will choose steps that they are capable of doing. And like, for example, a ballet or ballet,
Yeah.
the ones that can't jump, don't jump, and the ones that can do. And then I rearrange the choreography so that it suits them and however many silver swans I have. And they just love it. They do think they feel like they're doing the ballet. And then I have actually been to Giselle with some of them, and they, one of them yelled out, "Oh, we did that." The willies,
Yeah, we did that. We did it last week with Jamelia. And I think you've got a top tip, haven't you, about a prop that you use in the Silver Swans class too?
Oh, yes. When we came out of COVID lockdown last year, I said to them, "Can you all go to a toy shop and get a hula hoop?" And I was looking at me. And I said, "Yes, you pull it apart, don't cut it." And I told them where to get the stoppers from the Bunnings hardware. And then I also found out where they could buy cheap silk flowers and the florist tape. So I showed them in detail on an email how to do it and what to do, and boil the kettle to put the stopper in and all of that sort of thing. And they've come up with unique, very unique, we're all different garlands, but we're able to do the garland waltz, and it's great for their arms and their back. And
of course it is. And like they're really tall. Yeah, fantastic. It's a great prop idea. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, the community group of Silver Swans, it's just, we come from all over the place, don't we? What do you think are the benefits of having a sort of community group online globally?
Well, for me, I left dance and I've had an extensive life out of ballet, and I've come back to it. I'm actually on the alumni committee and the philanthropy advisory board with the Western Australian Ballet. So, and my daughter was gifted a ballet school. So I said, well, maybe Mum can help during the day, And then the RAD came out with this inaugural Silver Swans course in Brisbane. And I said, well, I'll go. So off I went, did the course, and it was brilliant. The course was really good. I must take my hat off to the Royal Academy of Dance. It was brilliant. And I started off slowly, but it's just nice knowing other people in the world, because you I don't know many Silver Swans teachers here in Perth, but it's nice knowing that there's other people in the world doing similar things, and just lovely to catch up with people and get ideas and exchange details and
things like that,
techniques and the way you do things.
Keeping on the health and well-being part of things, as we are talking, as it's related, of course, when you've got the talented student that then graduates into the company, how would you say, what would you advise about their health and well-being, about really entering quite a tough and challenging profession?
Well, they should be disciplined. If they've done ballet, they'll be disciplined. I always used to find organisational skills very good as to time management. I think that they need to take with them in their hearts gratitude and graciousness and love, and that will assist them in life. And also persistence. Just if you can't get a pirouette or you can't get the cabriole or whatever it is, you can't, just keep persisting and practice. But also rest. You need to rest and also have friends outside the ballet world. Communicate with people that aren't involved in ballet, because it's all consuming.
Actually, I was just looking at you there, you're looking absolutely wonderful. And I just wanted to ask, just for yourself as a teacher and a very busy professional lady, which is fantastic, because we're all kind of trying to do that thing. How do you look after yourself as well to keep looking so young?
I do Pilates. I have done Pilates since I had my third child, and I have done it regularly.
I must just quickly ask you then, you're in Perth, is that correct? So
Yes.
just as a gauge, have you got a kind of Mediterranean climate there?
Yes, we
Are
do.
you?
So yes, we're Mediterranean climate, but we have a wind that we call the Fremantle Doctor, which comes from the Indian Ocean. And in the summertime, the Fremantle Doctor comes in the afternoon and cools the whole place down. And if we don't get the Fremantle Doctor, God help us.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Lovely to meet you and all the other silver swans around the world.